Welcome to Journey Back to Self, a series where you're invited into the real, quiet parts of the creative process. It's about returning to the studio, to the canvas, and to ourselves. I'd love your company in this journey, and I hope you join me, where we meet fear, shadows, and inner critics with curiosity, where failure becomes play, and where just being is more than enough and better than doing. When I think about filming, I immediately put myself in a position as if I have to show up perfectly. And it's like, I need to work backwards and deconstruct that. Come back to my body and remember that even if I have a stuffy nose, or even if I slept the entire night on one side of my face and I feel puffy, I can still show up. We're human, right? And every day we're a little bit different. Every moment, there will be something where we might not feel comfortable showing others. But that's vulnerability. And I think that's where the deeper connections live, when we allow ourselves to be seen through the discomfort, knowing that, yeah, it's not perfect, it's not edited, but it's truthful. It's what's there. And I believe that's enough. It doesn't mean I can automatically do it. I've been learning more about my conditioning and what my body learned and what my mind basically trained itself to do. And I've been gently in dialogue with myself in the mirror through touch to bring that safety that I've always needed, the encouragement to be okay with whoever I am right now and whatever I can offer and whatever it is that I'm feeling. It doesn't stop me from going about my day, from doing fun activities, from allowing myself to not be flooded in thoughts or in suffering, because that's what's happened. Feeling the feeling of not being enough, being inadequate. I've found peace in being fully present, doing things that I love, and I've learned to see myself more clearly and to love myself more, because in those moments I feel like I'm truly me. I'm not editing, I'm not rehearsing, I'm not doubting. I went to the beach to watch the sunset on the evening of the full moon. The moon was hidden behind these thick clouds most of the night, but the light was still everywhere. It felt symbolic somehow, a reminder that clarity doesn't always arrive to us as fully visible. Sometimes you only see traces of light, of reflection on the water, or you only see the clouds. And still, something in you knows it's there. So a few nights later, I was feeling anxious and quite unsettled. I opened a book of poetry at random. And I like to do this when I have a question. So I pick a book and I tend to open on a page that brings me answers. And I truly believe this is one of the universal laws. So I landed on a page of the poem Crossing the Bar by Alfred Lord Tennyson. And it spoke about tides, twilight, crossing into the unknown, and trusting the passage forward. I realized how much I've started relating to life this way lately, listening closely, reading symbols, allowing meaning to emerge through ordinary moments. A poem, a clouded moon, the ocean at dusk, a sentence I overheard, or a feeling in my body. It's almost like my inner world is constantly in conversation with the world around me. Maybe it's the artist in me, Maybe it's my intuition. Maybe it's my ancestry. Maybe some blend of all the women and lineages before me who learned to read life through feeling, nature, rhythm, dreams, and signs. Well, whatever it is, I'm learning to trust it more. Not as certainty or control, but more like as a relationship with life and the world.
Firebird. It's almost like removing entanglements. See what color wants to come through. It's white. White. I'm just feeling like white lines. That's what I saw in my mind's eye. But we'll see where the movement takes me. Back in art school, I was told never use pure white. Never. But I love it. Sometimes I don't even mix the colors very well. It feels liberating. That's not as thin as I'd like, but I'm gonna go with it. It's what I can do today, and I made a promise to myself I wouldn't push myself so much if it came from my inner critic. And my inner critic is saying, that line is not straight. That line is not thin enough. And I'm just like, you can sit this one out. It's a line. It's good enough. It's what I can do right now. My goal is not perfectionism. It's to just accept what and who I am right now. But I do feel the urge to change the brush. So I'm going to try this one instead. So go back in with a darker blue. It's a bit of a shade of red. And like this brush, which is almost dying. You cannot comprehend what needs to come through if there are many lines crossing. Remove the lines and the messages will come through. I asked, how do I do that? And I got meditate. The lines are asking to disappear, so not completely, but like cover them. It doesn't matter anymore. They've done their part. So I need to clean my brush. Still be in the moment. And yellow. It's firebird. Firebird. So it's something about here. It's like a yellow tag. Yellow here. A bit strange. All right, inner critic, you stay put. Just gonna let it happen. Bring in white. I'm now tempted to outline in dark color. Gosh, that is so against what I usually do, but I'm just gonna trust it and whatever. It's not about the final product, is it? It's about trusting the moment and the flow and whatever comes through. And I think that's how we override our limitations. We override our conditioning. Okay. This is really uncomfortable. It feels uncomfortable because I would never do this. And the colors feel like they clash. It's not mixed properly, it's not layered properly, and that's all coming up for me right now. And I'm listening, I'm recognizing it, but it's not stopping me from trusting my urge to just do whatever my hand wants to do. Okay, red it is. Red with yellow. Okay. Something over here. No, I didn't see that blue. It's just white. That's it for today. It's definitely not finished. It feels like a second layer, and I'll come back in with a third layer once all the texture has dried up. But this was definitely surprising. Colors, shapes, just the style in general is not what I usually paint. I do see a bird coming up, and uh, never had the urge to paint birds, but I think it's the second bird in this series. So, okay, it could completely transform in the next session. So, for some reason, I'm feeling anxious, and this whole process made me very nervous. And I think it's because I felt pushed. There was definitely a lot of my inner critic coming up, trying to interfere. There's a lot of interference right now from my conditioning to all of my art education. But I think that's good. That means I am reaching a threshold which I intend to fully cross. Keep marching on and cross it until I can sit down and feel completely comfortable breaking everything I ever knew about um, what it is you need to do when you're creating.
As I continue on this journey of returning to myself, I've also been working on something I'm really excited to share with you. Soon I'll be opening a workshop where I'll guide you through the same process of slowing down, noticing the stories and conditioning we've carried, and softening the voice of the inner critic to create space for the hidden parts of ourselves to be seen. Through painting and intuitive expression, we'll explore what might be waiting beneath the surface, whether that's your inner child, emotions, symbols, or messages that simply wish to come through and take shape on the canvas. If this resonates with you, if you feel called to explore your own inner landscape through this practice, I'd love for you to join me and experience it for yourself.